Hey everyone, I'm Rebecca. Welcome to yoga. Thanks for showing up on your mat today. We're going to do a little flow, work with some balance. This sequence helps with anxiety, but it is also challenging. So there's 3 things to remember. Be gentle and kind to yourself, because if you're not, it's hard for others to be gentle and kind to you. Modify when needed, and listen to your body because it's your best teacher. Because this is going to be we're building on the past few weeks sequences, our poses we've been doing over the last few weeks. So yeah, modify if you need to. If you need any props, grab your props. I'm not going to be using any props today, but it doesn't matter. You could use them. You know, you're at your house. This is to help you cultivate your home practice. So, going to get started in a seated posture.
Just so you know, like you can talk normal and they'll be able to hear you. You don't need to yell or like
Okay.
you were, but just
Okay, gotcha.
have fun.
Thank ya.
I'm watching you.
Alrighty. So just get comfortable. Get in your comfortable seated posture. Oh, let's start my time. All right. So as you come into your seated posture, maybe move the flesh away from the sit bones so you can get a little bit more grounded into your seat. Sit cross-legged, legs straight. You can sit in a chair even if you want to. It's up to you. We're going to get comfortable. We're going to do a few rounds of pranayama to help ground us and center us before we start our asana practice today. So I want you to get comfortable and then gently close your eyes and press your lips closed. And then imagine there's a triangle on your face. So it's the tip of your nose and the outer corners of your mouth. And then as you begin to focus on this triangular spot on your face, start to see if you can start to observe your breath. So maybe you can feel your inhalations or your exhalations on the insides of your nostrils, maybe the outside of your nose, or maybe just above your upper lip. You may start to feel a tingling sensation on your face. That's okay. We're just going to draw our awareness to this triangular part of our face. Now we're going to begin to focus on our Ujjayi breath. So this is an audible breath. You could hear the inhalation in and the exhalation out. So we're going to start at the sit bones. So draw your awareness to the sit bones and then take a long inhalation in through the nose and then follow the breath all the way up to the crown of the head. The breath makes a sound. And then as you exhale out, follow the breath all the way down to the sit bones. And then take a long inhalation in through the nose. Follow the breath all the way up the spine to the crown of the head. And then exhale, follow the breath all the way down to the sit bones. Maybe feel a little more grounded in your seat. Take a long, deep inhale in through the nose. Feel the breath move through the spine to the top of the skull. And then exhale out, following the breath all the way down to the tailbone. Last round. Take a long, deep inhale in through the nose. Feel the length of the breath to the top of the head. And then exhale the air out. And gently return to your normal breath. Bring your palms to touch to the center of your chest. And if you would like to set an intention for your practice today, please do so. Once you have your intention, gently bow your head towards your fingers to seal your intention close to your heart. Lower your hands to your legs, palms face up. And on an inhalation, gently lift your head and blink your eyes open. All right. So we're going to do body circles from a seated posture. So maybe we can recross our legs in the opposite direction. So if your right leg was closest to your body, this time maybe draw your left leg closer in. And now we're going to move in a clockwise direction. So you're going to press your chest forward and then to the right and then back and then to the left and then back around to the front. Press your shoulder blades into your chest if you can. And as you move to the back, navel draws back towards your spine. So it's kind of like a cow and cat. And then we've got one more round. So last circle to the right, clockwise direction. And then once you make your way all the way back to the front, so you're going to reverse and go in the opposite direction. So you're going to go to the left and then back, shoulder blades splay apart, to the right, back, to the left, to the back, to the side, back to the front. Last round, left, back, right, all the way back to the front. Press yourself into an uprighted seat, and then we're going to make our way into a gentle twist. So you're going to take your left hand, reach to your right leg, and just gently twist to the right. So press down through your sit bones, lift up through the crown of your head, maybe gaze over your right shoulder. Then you're going to gently bring yourself back to center, and we're going to twist in the opposite direction. So right hand, left knee, take the left hand behind you, maybe come onto the left fingertips and start to twist to the left. Navel draws back towards the spine, allows for a little bit deeper twist. Gently unwind yourself, bring yourself back to center. And now we're going to make our way into a tabletop. So we're going to make our way into hands and knees. So hands are about shoulder width apart, wrist creases parallel to the front of the mat. Pointer fingers point forward. Make sure you can see your yoga mat in between your fingers. Knees are about hips width apart, knees and hips in line with each other. The gaze is beyond the hands. Now we're going to move through 3 rounds of cow and cat because we're really working to send our breath into our chest. So inhale, lift your sternum, lift your gaze, create space in the collarbones, and then exhale, round your back, send your breath to in between your shoulder blades and feel your shoulder blades splay apart. Inhale, cow pose. Big stretch. Exhale, round your back, make your way into a cat. Inhale, cow. Create space in the collarbones, press the shoulder blades into the chest. Exhale, round the back, navel draws back towards the spine, maybe take your gaze to your belly, and then make your way back into your tabletop pose. From tabletop, we're going to make our way into our first downward facing dog. So tuck your toes under, lift your hips up and back. Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. So first down dog of practice, maybe pedal your feet out, bend into your knees, walk your dog, wag your tail. Any little movements are welcome here. So start to notice if you're holding any tension or if you need to send your breath to any parts of your body. This is another good time to check in with yourself. From our downward facing dog, we're going to gently come into a child's pose. So going to drop your knees to the mat. Big toes touch. You can take your knees together or apart. It's up to you. If it feels okay, extend your arms out long and allow your forehead to rest on the mat. So this is Balasana, child's pose. At any point during practice today, please feel free to come back to this pose. There's absolutely no judgment. Now, as we're in this child's pose, we're going to be here for just about 2 or 3 more breaths. So if you can, gently turn your your face to your right arm and see if you can get your head to rest on the mat. And if you'd like your arms closer to your feet or your knees, you can make a pillow if you'd like. It's completely up to you. So we're just getting a nice little stretch to the neck. Then you're gently going to bring your head back to center, and you're going to turn your head or your neck to the left. And see if you can rest your head or the right side of your head or your face on the mat. Or you can use your arms as a pillow. It's completely up to you. So child's pose is very soothing to the nervous system. So this is a really nice calming and grounding pose to do if you're having any issues with anxiety. And then gently bring your head back to center. And we're going to make our way into tabletop, and from tabletop into downward facing dog pose. Adho Mukha Shavasana. Down dog. So from our downward facing dog, we're going to shift forward into a plank. And then back into down dog. And then into plank. And hold. Press down through the fingers and the palms as you lift up through the arms. Press down through the balls of the feet as you lift up through your heels. Now, we're going to make our way into a modified chaturanga. So to do that, you're going to drop your knees down. Oop. Leave your toes tucked under like they are. Elbows draw in towards each other. And you're going to bend into like a half of a push-up with your knees down. And then you're going to extend your arms straight. And then you can stay here, or you can start to lift your knees up. Now you can do the modified version, or you can do a traditional chaturanga. Shoulders shift beyond the wrist, bend into the elbows, half of a push-up, and then press your way back into plank. And we're going to do this one more time. I know push-ups are so dang hard, right? Shift your shoulders beyond your wrist, bend into your elbows, hold, and then lower all the way down. Next pose is Shalabhasana variation. So you're going to extend your arms out long, palms face each other, pinkies touch the floor, thumbs towards the ceiling, untuck your toes. Now, when you're ready, lift your right arm and your left leg up. Maybe your gaze goes up a little bit, so big stretch. And then lower your right arm and your left leg down. Forehead touches the ground or the mat. You're going to move on to the opposite side. Lift the left arm, right leg. Start to lift the chest, lift the gaze. And then exhale, lower all the way down. This time we're going to lift both arms and both legs. So on your inhale, lift both arms, both legs, your head and your chest. Big stretch to the back, strengthening the back muscles. They're important for posture. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Now you're going to take your hands, you're going to place them underneath your shoulders. Bhujangasana, cobra pose is next. So we're going to be gentle and kind because we're still warming up our backs. So inhale, lift your head and your chest. Elbows draw in. Little lift. Exhale, lower all the way down. Inhale, lift up, Bhujangasana number 2. Press your shoulder blades into your chest to create space in the collarbones. Exhale, lower all the way down. Now if you'd like to do upward facing dog for the next one, you're going to walk your hands back closer to your ribs so your wrists and your elbows are stacked in line with each other. Tops of the feet are untucked. On your inhale, lift your head and your chest. Maybe work to straighten your arms. Lift your thighs up off the mat. Upward facing dog. And then make your way into a downward facing dog. So maybe flip over your feet or flip one toe over or both toes at the same feet over at the same time. I can't talk, it's all right. So we're all gonna meet in downward facing dog. However you'd like to get there, please get there. So your body looks like this beautiful upside down V. Your hips move up and back. Big spinal lengthening, big spinal stretch. And from our Adho Mukha Shavasana, downward facing dog, we're going to meet at the back of our mat in a forward fold. So you're going to bend into your knees a whole lot. Start to walk your hands back towards your feet. And then we're going to make our way into ragdoll. So grab for opposite elbows. Knees are soft. Shake your head yes 3 times. So yes, I'm awesome. And then shake your head no 3 times. No, not today. Release your arms. Bring your hands to your waist. Press down through your feet. Slowly press yourself up. And then make your way to the top of your mat. We're going to start our vinyasa. So we're going to start in Tadasana pose. Feet can be together or apart. Knees can be straight or knees can be bent or legs can be straight. From the shoulders, rotate the palms so they're facing towards the front of your mat. Press down through the feet, lift up through the crown of the head. Big inhale, extend your arms up high, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hands down low, Ardha Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lengthen, half of a forward fold, gazes beyond the feet, big spinal stretch. Exhale, step the right foot back, left foot back, plank pose. From plank, we're going to lower halfway down or all the way down, yogi's choice. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Root down through your fingers and palms, lift up through your arms, hips move up and back, big spinal stretch. Check in with your breath. Has your breath changed now versus how it was when you first stepped on your mat? Bend into your knees, look just beyond your hands, step your right foot forward, left foot forward, half of a forward fold, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extend your arms up high, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hands down low. Inhale, halfway lengthen, half of a forward fold. Exhale, step your left foot back, right foot back, plank pose. From plank, lower halfway down or all the way down, yogi's choice. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. So we're all going to meet in this downward facing dog. Gaze is beyond the feet or towards the navel. The feet are about hips width apart. Second and third toe point forward. One more breath. Bend into your knees. Look just beyond your hands. Step the left foot forward. Step the right foot forward. Half of a forward fold. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, extend your arms up high, reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lengthen. Exhale, step or hop your feet back into plank or chaturanga. From chaturanga, upward facing dog or cobra. And then make your way into your downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Shavasana. Hips up high, lengthen your spine. Your neck and your face are soft. How's the quality of your breath? Are you holding your breath or is it moving freely? Something that's always happening regardless if we're aware of it or not. The breath. Now we're going to meet at the back of the mat. So you're going to bend into both of your knees. Walk your hands back towards your feet again. Bring your hands to your waist. Press down through your feet. Press yourself up to standing. Whew. All right, so we're moving into our first balancing pose. You're going to start with your feet together or apart, but your hands on your waist. This pose is Vrikshasana, tree pose. You're going to use your right leg as your standing leg. So you're going to press down through the right foot. You're going to start to float the left foot up off the mat. Flex the left foot if you can. Left knee is in line with left hip, or not. It's okay. Everybody's different. Now you're going to open the left knee out to the left. And then if you'd like, place the sole of the left foot somewhere onto the right leg. Or your left toes touch your mat. It's all right. It doesn't matter. Everybody's tree is going to look different because everybody looks different. Bring your palms to touch to the center of your chest. Press down through your standing foot as you lift up through the crown of your head. Maybe your navel starts to move back towards your spine. Balancing poses are really good for core. One more breath. Now if you can, slowly come into the pose how you came out. So you're going to begin to release your left foot from your right leg. And you're going to bring your left knee back to the front. And you're going to lower your left knee to the mat. Hands back to your waist. So yoga is all about balance, so we'll have to do this on the opposite side. Left leg is our standing leg. So we're going to grow the roots of the left foot into the mat as we start to lift up through the crown of the head and then begin to float the right leg up, a little or a lot, it's up to you. Maybe you can flex your right foot and the right knee is in line with the right hip. Open the right knee out to the right. You're more than welcome to stay here if you'd like, or you can take your right foot to your left leg. Hands back to your waist, or palms touch to the center of your chest. Vrikshasana, tree pose. Now it's okay to sway and move in this pose because the branches and the leaves, they sway in the wind. But the trunk of the tree stays rooted into the ground. So really find your strong foundation on your left foot. One more breath. Now we're going to exit the pose the same way we came in. So you're going to slowly release the right foot from the left leg. Bring the right knee back to center and then lower the right leg down. Hands down by your side, Tadasana, mountain pose. Going to start our flow again. Inhale, extend your arms up high. Reach for the sky. Exhale, forward fold, hands down low. Uttanasana. Gazes at the legs, navel towards the spine. Inhale, halfway lengthen, half of a forward fold. And then bend your knees and make your way into a downward facing dog pose. Down dog. So from this downward facing dog, we're going to make our way into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So we're going to step this right foot forward, drop the left heel down, and begin to cartwheel the hands up. So you're going to bend into this right knee. The right knee is going to be in line with the second and third toe. You're going to press down through the pinky side of the left foot. Arms are into a T. So you're a warrior, you are strong. Notice the quality of your breath. From Virabhadrasana 2, we're going to begin to straighten the right leg, and we're transitioning into Trikonasana, triangle pose. So you're going to shift your hips towards your left foot as you reach your right arm past your right foot, and then slowly lower your right hand to your right leg, or take your fingertips to the mat, to the pinky side of the right foot. Extend the left arm to the sky if it feels good, and maybe take your gaze towards your left thumb. So this is a great pose. It can stretch every part of your body. You're stretching your legs away from your hips. You're stretching your arms away from your shoulders. You're lengthening your spine in both directions. Getting twisting in the hips and the shoulders. From Trikonasana, we're going to make our way back into Warrior 2. So you're going to gently bend into your right knee, arms lift up, and you're going to cartwheel your hands down to the mat, make your way into a plank, and then from plank into downward facing dog. We're going to move on to the opposite side. So step the left foot forward, making your way into that Warrior 2, right heel down, cartwheel your hands, so your arms are into a T. Press down to the heel of the right foot and the pinky side of, press down to the heel of the left foot and the pinky side of the right foot. See if you can get your knee to stack on top of your hip, or your knee is behind your hip. Your knee is in line with your ankle, or your knee is behind your ankle, but not traveling beyond it. How's your breath? This pose can create some heat. Lengthen your arms in opposite directions. Next pose is triangle pose. So we're going to begin to straighten the left leg. We're going to shift the hips back towards the right foot as you lengthen the left arm beyond the left foot, and the left hand's going to come to the floor, to the left leg. Extend the right arm to the sky. So the shoulders are stacked in line with each other if you can. The gaze can be at the right thumb. Lengthen the legs away from the hips. Lengthen the arms away from the shoulders. Lengthen the head away from the neck. Big spinal stretch. Stretching in all directions. One more breath. Now you're going to press down through the right foot, reach with the right arm, press yourself back into a warrior two. And then from warrior two, cartwheel your hands down, make your way into a plank, and from plank into downward facing dog pose. Down dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. So downward facing dog, we're going to shift forward into a plank and take a vinyasa. So lower halfway down to chaturanga or all the way down. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, step the right foot forward and make your way into warrior two. So right heel comes down, bend into right knee, arms into a T. From warrior two, we're transitioning into triangle pose. Straighten the right legs, hips shift back towards the left foot, reach the right arm forward. Right arm reaches for the floor for the right leg. Left arm extends to the sky. Triangle pose. So from triangle, we're just going to use this as a transition. We're going to make our way into half moon pose, Ardha Chandrasana. So take your gaze towards your, what is this? Your right foot. Sorry, good thing I'm not directing traffic. Bend into your right knee. Reach your right hand beyond your right foot to the pinky side. Maybe start to walk this left leg up. And then start to float this left leg up. So the gaze can be at the floor, it can be towards the left side of the room, or it can be towards your left thumb. You want to keep the lifted leg, the left leg flexed. And then notice if you're starting to sink into that right shoulder. If you are, see if you can create space, a lightness in the hand that's touching the floor. So your weight's more on your standing leg foot. Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. So think about it. Lengthening the arms away from the shoulders, the lifted leg away from the hip. Big spinal stretch. From Ardha Chandrasana, we're going to make our way back into warrior two. So gently bend into your right knee a whole lot and float your left foot back to the floor, making your arms into a T, right knee's bent, and then cartwheel your hands down, making your way into downward facing dog. We're going to make our way onto the opposite side. So step the left foot forward, and we're going to do Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Drop the right heel down, make your arms into a T. Left knee's bent to about 90 degrees. Straighten the left leg. Transition into triangle, hips shift back towards the right foot, reach the left arm forward. Left hand comes to the floor, to the leg. Right hand reaches for the sky, big stretch. This pose makes me feel like a starfish. I don't know why, but I think because I'm like stretching in all directions. Take your gaze towards your left foot. You're going to make your way into that half moon pose. Bend into your left knee a whole lot. Left hand beyond left foot. Maybe start to lift the right leg or lift the right leg, walk the right leg closer to the left. Maybe it takes a couple tries before you get the right leg lifted. No worries. It's perfectly okay. Everybody's body's different. Everybody's poses will look different. Now, as you're in this pose, see if you can think about your breath. How's your breath? Are you holding your breath? Is it even? Is it choppy? Normally, how our breath reacts while we're in poses is how our breath reacts when we're in difficult situations or unfamiliar situations during our normal day life. One more breath. And we're going to slowly transition back into that warrior two pose. So bend into the left knee a whole lot. Gently float the right foot back to the mat. Make your arms into a T. Virabhadrasana 2, warrior 2. Cartwheel the hands down. Make your way into downward facing dog. From downward facing dog, we're going to take a vinyasa. We'll take a little flow if you'd like, or you stay in down dog. It's up to you. Shift forward into your plank. Lower halfway down to chaturanga, or all the way down. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Down dog, hips up high, lengthen your spine. Neck and base are soft. What's coming up? Are you fully present on your mat, or are you thinking about what you're going to eat for lunch? See if you can stay with us. Bend into your knees. Begin to look just beyond your hands. Step or hop to the front of your mat. We're going to meet in that half of a forward fold. Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, forward fold, Uttanasana pose. Inhale, extend your arms up high. Reach for the sky, big spinal stretch. Exhale, hands down by your side. So next pose is going to be a wide-legged forward fold. So I am going to step with my right leg. I'm going to step back. And then I'm going to turn to the right side of my mat so I can see you all at home. So however you want to step and make your way into your wide-legged forward fold, you're more than welcome to do that. For this pose, we want our feet to be about one leg's width apart. With the second toe pointing forward, third toe pointing forward. You're going to shift your weight to the inner balls of your feet. Hands to your waist. Lift up through the crown of the head. Big inhale. Exhale, start to forward fold, and so you can get your hands to touch the floor. So if your hands are touching the floor, maybe see if you can get the crown of your head. If you can see me, it's this part of your head. See if you can get it closer to the floor. Maybe it touches the floor, maybe it doesn't. Shift the weight to the inner balls of the feet. Lift the hips up. So it almost feels like you're starting to fold forward. You're going to fall forward, but you're not because your abdominals are engaged. This will help stretch our hips. And if you notice that you're starting to be like crunchy in your neck, see if you can lengthen your shoulders away from your neck and see if you can get your head a little closer to the floor. Those are a lot of actions here. These are just suggestions. You're more than welcome to do them or not do them. I'm just here to help guide you through your practice today. Now on an inhale, begin to straighten your arms. Walk your hands forward so your wrists are in line with your shoulders. Bring your hands to your waist and press down through your feet. Press yourself up to standing. And then we are going to heel toe our hopper feet together. Boop. All right, so next pose we're gonna do eagle pose, Garudasana. So we did a lot, we did it in steps last week, so I'm not gonna go over the steps, we're just gonna hop right into it. You're gonna bring your arms into a T. You're gonna use your right leg as your standing leg. So you're gonna cross your right arm on top of your left, and then you're gonna take the bind with the arms. You're going to bend into both of your knees so you're like in a chair. You can stay here or start to float the left foot up and cross the left foot on top of the right. Maybe seeing if you can take the double bind by hooking the left foot to the right calf. Press down to the standing foot, lift up to the crown of the head. Squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. So you can get your elbows in line with your shoulders. Hands move away from the face a little bit. How's your breath? And then slowly unwind your legs, unwind your arms. Opposite side. So this time we're going to cross the left arm on top of the right. Take the bind with the arms. Sit into your chair. Press down to the left foot. Float the right foot up, and then cross the right leg on top of the left. Maybe taking the double bind with the legs. Press down through the standing foot. Lift up through the crown of your head. Squeeze your inner thighs in towards each other. Are you holding your breath? It's okay. One more breath. We're going to unwind our legs. We're going to unwind our arms. We're going to reach your arms up high. Reach for the sky. Big stretch. Exhale, hands down by your sides. We're going to make our way to the front of our mat. We're going to start our flow again. Tadasana. Feet together or apart. If your feet are together, leave space between your heels. Palms rotate forward. Inhale, extend your arms up high. Exhale, forward fold, hands down low. Inhale, halfway lengthen, half of a forward fold. Exhale, step or hop back to plank or chaturanga. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. So from downward facing dog, lift your right leg up so you're in a three-legged dog, but you want to keep your hips squared, like you're in a table. You're going to step your right foot through, making your way into warrior one. Drop your left heel down, bend into your right knee. Extend your arms over your head. Press down through the pinky side of the left foot, heel of the right. Maybe your palms touch. Maybe you take your gaze towards your thumbs. Virabhadrasana 1, warrior 1. Lower both hands back to the mat. Step back to a plank. Lower halfway down or all the way down. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Svanasana. From down dog, lift the left leg up. So it's almost like you're in a warrior 3 variation. The hips are squared. You're going to step the left foot through, bend into left knee, drop the right heel down, warrior 1 pose. Arms extend over your head. Maybe your palms touch. But you're working to square your hips towards the front of your mat. Virabhadrasana 1. Lower both hands back to the mat. Step back to your plank. Lower halfway down or all the way down. Upward facing dog or cobra. Downward facing dog. Down dog. Lift the right leg up. Step the right foot through into warrior 1. Drop the left heel down. Bend into right knee. Both palms touch. Now you're going to take your hands down to your side, keeping the right knee bent. We're going to make our way into humble warrior. So you're going to interlace your hands. Knuckles draw towards the floor. Press your shoulder blades into your chest. If you need to, walk your right foot closer to the right side of your mat. Big inhale, lift up. Exhale, fold forward. Bow your head towards the floor. So this is a really good hip stretch and a really good shoulder stretch. If you'd like, lift your hands a little closer to the sky. One more breath. Inhale, lift up. Release your hands, extend your arms towards the sky. Exhale, lower your hands to the floor. Step back to downward facing dog pose. Down dog. Extend the left leg towards the sky. So we're in that three-legged dog variation, similar to warrior 3. We're going to step the right foot through into warrior 1. Right heel's down, bend into left knee, extend your arms to the sky. Maybe your palms touch and your gaze goes towards your thumb. From warrior 1, lower your hands down to your side. We're going to transition into humble warrior. Interlace your hands behind your back. Knuckles lengthen to the floor. Press your shoulder blades into your chest. Big inhale, lift up. Exhale, bow to the floor. This is big hip stretch, big shoulder stretch. Maybe lift your knuckles towards the ceiling as your head lengthens towards the floor. Press down through the pinky side of the right foot, the heel and the big toe of the left. Big stretch. One more breath. Gently lift your chest up. Release your hands, extend your arms towards the sky. And then exhale, hands down, make your way into downward facing dog pose. Downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Shavasana. Coming down the home stretch here. We're gonna lift the right leg up into that three-legged dog with the hips squared, the right foot's flexed, toes point towards the floor. You're gonna step the right foot through into a low lunge. So you're gonna drop this left knee down, untuck the left toes, bring both of your hands to your right knee, and right knee bends beyond your right ankle. So you're gonna big stretch into the front of that left hip. So this is like an Anjaneyasana variation. From this extended low lunge, we're gonna make our way into a hamstring stretch. You're gonna take your hands to the floor, untuck your left toe, tuck your left toes under, and then start to straighten your right leg. Lift your right foot up. Now, ideally, you want your hips in line with your knees, and you're gonna start to fold forward. So big stretch into the right leg. Slowly make your way back into that half of a low lunge, and then step back to downward facing dog. Gonna move on to the opposite side. Lift your left leg up to that three-legged dog. Step the left foot through, making your way into that low lunge. Untuck the right toes, bring your hands to your knees, left knee, and then move the left knee beyond the ankle. So you're gonna big stretch to the front of the right leg, the right hip. It's like an Anjaneyasana variation. How's your breath? Breathe into the stretch. Slowly draw the knee back so it's in line with the ankle. Take your hands to the floor. Hips start to shift back a little bit. Begin to straighten the left leg and flex the left foot. Big hamstring stretch. Now, if you'd like to take this a little bit deeper, you can tuck those right toes under. Start to walk your right knee back. Maybe make your way into a variation of the splits. It's completely up to you. This is your practice. Remember to be gentle and kind and honor your body, because your body is your best teacher. Inhale, lift up. Make your way into a tabletop, wherever you're at. And from tabletop into downward facing dog. Down dog. Adho Mukha Shavasana. From downward facing dog, we're gonna drop our knees to the mat, and we're gonna do one of my favorite things to do in yoga. You're gonna draw your knees in towards each other and cross your ankles. You're gonna squeeze everything so tight so it's like super glued, like your insides of your legs are super glued to each other. You're gonna press down to the tops of your feet. Start to lift your knees up. So you're gonna round your back. Breathe into your in between your shoulders. Then you're gonna lower your knees down. Then you're gonna start to shift your weight forward into your hands and lift the tops of your feet up. And you're gonna lower your feet down. We're gonna do this one more time. Lift your knees up. Lower your knees down. Lift your feet up. Lower your feet down. Now we're gonna connect these two movements together. So you may wanna give yourself some space, at least shoulder width apart or hips width apart. So you're gonna start to lift your knees up and float your feet through. And that's it. It makes me feel like a little kid. It's like my favorite thing to do. All right, so next pose is bridge pose. We're gonna make our way all the way onto our backs. So our feet are gonna be about hips width apart. Second and third toe point forward to the front of the mat. Your feet can touch your heels. You're gonna press down through your feet, press down through your arms. Inhale, lift your hips up. So as you lift your hips up, maybe you interlace your hands behind your back, roll your outer shoulders in and under. The sternum lengthens towards the chin and the chin lengthens away from the sternum. But you're on the tops of your shoulders. The inner thighs roll down as the hips move up. So you're using your quads, not your glutes so much. Big heart opener.
This is also another pose that's really soothing to the nervous system. Slowly and gently release your hands, and then slowly lower yourself down to the mats. You're gonna bring your knees in so your big toes touch and your knees touch. Next pose is a Supta Baddha Konasana. So it's a reclined bound angle pose. So you can stay here or gently let your knees fall out to the sides and see if you can get the soles of the feet to touch. So your knees may touch the floor, your knees may not touch the floor. It's completely okay. Maybe place one hand on your heart, one hand on your belly. This is also another pose that's really good for your nervous system. You can also do this variation with the feet and use this as your Shavasana, your resting pose. The eyes are closed. Allow your hips to release and relax. So our issues lie in our tissues, and we hold a lot of our emotions in our hips. So as we begin to stretch our hips, we release emotions. So it's normal for things to come up in our practice, physically in our body, so that we feel them, that maybe we haven't thought about in a while, or we didn't realize how much certain things are affecting us in our life. That's okay. That's the practice of yoga, to connect the mind and the body. Now you're more than welcome to stay here with the soles of the feet touching and the knees open wide into that Supta Baddha Konasana, or you can begin to straighten your legs, making your way into Shavasana, final resting pose. The eyes are closed. Allow yourself to be completely relaxed. Now, if you notice that your mind is starting to wander into thoughts, fantasies, or dreams, you can always bring your awareness back to your breath. It's something that's always happening, regardless if we're aware of it or not. Allow your body to soften and relax. Now keeping your body completely relaxed, begin to bring awareness back into it. So maybe start to wiggle your fingers or wiggle your toes. You can stay here if you'd like, or you can stretch your arms over your head. Taking a big full body stretch, good afternoon stretch. Take a big inhale in through your nose. And then exhale it out. Gently roll to your right side. Take as much time as you need. The eyes can be closed or the gaze can be soft. The left hand pressing into the floor and the right arm pressing into the floor. Taking your time, gently press yourself up to a comfortable seated posture. As you make your way into your comfortable seated posture, gently begin to blink your eyes open. All right. So I wanted to do a couple rounds of alternate nose breathing. This is also very good to soothe the nervous system. So in order to do that, you're going to have your left hand, let it rest palm down or palm up. With your right hand, you're going to let your pointer finger and your middle finger fold down towards your wrist, keeping your ring finger and your pinky finger lifted. You're going to take the right thumb to the right nostril. So you're going to exhale out through the left for 4, and then inhale in through the left nostril for a count of 4. Pinch the left side shut, release the right side, exhale out through the right for a count of 4. Inhale in through the right nostril for a count of 4. Pinch the right side shut, release the left side, exhale out through the left nostril for a count of 4. Inhale in for 1, 2, 3, 4. Pinch close, release opposite side, exhale out for 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale in through the right nostril. Pinch the right side shut, release the left side, exhale out for a count of 4. Inhale in through the left nostril. For a count of 4, pinch the left side closed, release the right, exhale out through the right. Last round, inhale in through the right for a count of 4. Pinch the right side shut, release the left side, exhale out for a count of 4. Slowly lower your right hand away from your face. Bring your palms to touch to the center of your chest. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful and beautiful rest of your day and week. See you later. Love and peace. See you soon.